Hi everyone, you're back in my kitchen again. We are making apple cheddar turkey burgers. I figured since the sun was out today, finally, it'd be a nice night to grill. So ground turkey is something we already had on hand in the freezer, so I thought it would be good to use up. Now the recipe calls for 1.5 pounds of ground turkey. I only have 1 pound, so I'm gonna use a little less of all the ingredients it calls for to make up for that. But first thing in the bowl is 1 pound of ground turkey, ready to go. Okay, next thing going in to the ground turkey is apple, like a Granny Smith apple that you want to shred up. So if you don't know how to do that, one of the tools that looks like this, anything like you have like this will work just fine. I peeled a Granny Smith apple, shredded it, and then that's going right in here with the ground turkey. Next thing going in is cheddar cheese. So it calls for 1 cup. I'm using again a little less just because I have a little less meat. So that's going in here too. And then we need some seasonings, don't you think? So the surprise seasoning for this one is rustic herb. We use this a lot on roasted potatoes, maybe turkey or roasted chicken at our house, but today we're gonna put it in these burgers. So it calls for 2 tablespoons, which you know I've taught you is a cap, but today we're just gonna use a little bit less than that. So I'm gonna fill this up about 3/4 of the way, dump that in. And then, yes, your hands are gonna get nice and sticky here. That's why we have gloves on. So you're actually doing this kind of motion. And before I forget, there's one more ingredient that I see over here that I should have added. That happens sometimes when you're doing live film. So let me get these mixed up a little bit and we'll add this. This is why you wear gloves. But the other ingredient that they wanted was kosher or a sea salt. So it calls for about 1 teaspoon of that. So let's see if I can manage that without touching it with my other hand. I'm gonna do about 1/2 teaspoon. So I'll touch this over here, get that going in. Okay, so that's in there now. So again, this is the coarse kosher salt going in. The beauty of Facebook Live is that sometimes you make mistakes, that happens. That's okay. So, I don't have my husband as photographer or videographer today. I have my lovely 10-year-old. So hopefully she's doing a good job of keeping the camera steady and that she actually has me in the video. I have no idea. But this is pretty fun to play with the gloves on, nice and soft. You're just trying to get all the ingredients mixed up so you don't have a big glob of rustic herb seasoning in the middle of just one burger. That wouldn't be good. All right. So in case, I'll just do this so you can kind of see the consistency, what it looks like. So again, remember it's ground turkey, shredded apple, shredded cheddar cheese, rustic herb seasoning, and then the kosher salt. Now, if I haven't taught you this trick before, this is pretty handy. Whether you're making these for dinner at night, like tonight, or you want a freezer prep, meaning you want to make some for later, I always use wax paper to prep, and then I have one of these handy burger presses. You can get them at Bed Bath & Beyond. I guess these days you would order it online. But I learned by trial and error that the quickest way to do this is actually putting the wax paper over the press here. And then I'm gonna reach in and just grab a happy handful. And this should make about 4 burgers. You see I have a happy handful. I'm gonna push it in like this. And then I'm just gonna push the paper down over. And then I should be able to press just like that. And then voila, I have a burger ready to go. So the reason we individually wrap them, I'm gonna repeat the process as I'm talking to you here. The reason we individually wrap them is because if you just are a family of 4 or 2 and you just need a couple burgers and maybe you don't want all 4 or 6 that it makes and you've frozen them, if you have them individually wrapped in the freezer, you can just go down and get 1 or 2 that you need, thaw them out, and then grill them and you're ready to go, which is pretty handy. So we'll have a couple of these for dinner, and then we're planning on a couple of them probably for lunch tomorrow. That's what we've been doing a lot in this quarantine time, using something for dinner and then having the leftovers the next day. So you can see, making pretty quick work out of this. I don't think I ever had a turkey burger growing up before, so it's definitely a newer meat that I've accustomed myself to as I've gotten older, but we really like the flavor. Here comes the last one. Okay, pressed, ready to go. Now, you may be wondering, what do you do for a topping for a turkey burger? You wouldn't really want to put ketchup, would you? You don't. So actually, the topping that they suggest is actually taking mayo, So we have about 1/3 of a cup of mayo in here. And then you're gonna take a balsamic vinegar, any flavored balsamic vinegar that you have. I like our aged balsamic vinegar pretty well. And you're just gonna put some of that in. So it calls for 1.5 tablespoons. Remember, I'm using just a little bit less than that. I'm grabbing a new tablespoon because I had got the other one a little yucky. I'm just gonna put that in here. So that goes right in with the mayo. And then whether you believe it or not, this actually mixes up, see if you can see the color there, to make a nice flavored mayo topping for your burger. And you can get it to the consistency you want. So if you find that you might need to add a little bit more mayo, go for it. But what you have is a nice topper for your cheddar turkey burger that blends a lot better than a ketchup or a mustard would do. All right, so I think we're about ready to get this grill going. Sydney, you want to turn that grill on for me? Just kidding. Only adults on the grills, everyone. Okay, so we're gonna get grilling over here. I will post a photo of what this looks like a little later, but again, this was apple cheddar turkey burgers and then a flavored mayo to go on the top. So that's what's for dinner tonight. If you have questions, shout them out in the comments below. I'll try to put the link for the photo. If you have things that you're looking for to make at home with what you already have on hand, let me know. I'm happy to help. And of course, we have about 5,000 recipes on our website at tastefullysimple.com to make dinner a little bit easier for you while you're stuck at home these days. All right, until next time, bye everybody.